All right, hello class. So I wanted to post a brief video about Astrophel and Stella, one of the texts that we're reading this week, and so this was written in the 1580s by Philip Sidney, and it consists of 108 sonnets and 11 songs. Astrophel is originates with the Greek words aster and phil, which aster meaning star, phil meaning lover, and Stella means star. So Astrophel is the star lover, and Stella is his star. And this model of composition is originates with the Italian Petrarch. Shakespeare is well known for sonnets as well, and so the English tradition, has a few different threads to it, and Sidney is most closely aligned with the Petrarchan model in terms of his rhyme scheme and all that. So I wanted to just take a minute to break down one of these sonnets, just to talk about how they're structured, how they function, and you can, as I go through it, you'll be able to see the rhyme scheme, and then we'll go through and break it down. Okay, so this is number one. So you can just call this up in the link in the text, and so I'm going to read through it and just break down some of what's happening here. Loving in truth and fain in verse my love to show, that she, dear she, might take some pleasure of my pain. Pleasure might cause her read, reading might make her know. Knowledge might pity win, and pity grace obtain. I sought fit words to paint the blackest face of woe. Studying inventions fine, her wits to entertain, oft turning others' leaves, to see it thence, if thence would flow. Some fresh and fruitful showers upon my sunburned brain, but words came halting forth, wanting invention's stay. Invention, nature's child, fled step-dame study's blows, and others' feet still seemed but strangers in my way. Thus great with child to speak, and helpless in my throes, biting my truant pen, beating myself for spite. Fool, said my muse to me, look in thy heart and write. So this is about a poet trying to find ways to express his love, longing, desire for his lover. And the way a sonnet operates is to present a problem and to ruminate and think about some solutions, and then reach some kind of final epiphany or reflection. So it's okay. So let's start this out. So he says, "Loving in truth, and fain in my verse my love to show." So his verse is failing to show the love that he has, and what he wants her to see through his writing, that he loves her, that she might take some pleasure of my pain. Pleasure might cause her to read, reading might make her know. So this unbearable longing that he has for her, that he expresses through writing, he wants her to see that, and her knowledge of that might pity win, pity grace obtain. I sought fit words to paint the blackest face of woe. So this melancholy, that this love sickness that he has for her is making him miserable, but at the same time, he's hoping that in seeing that she'll understand the love he has for her. So what does he do? He says, studying inventions fine, her wits to entertain. So he's studying poetry itself, composition, trying to master rhyme, meter, etc. Oft turning others' leaves. So leaves as in pages. He's reading the pages of other poets to see if thence would flow. So you read the poetry of others, you try to emulate that. Some fresh and fruitful showers upon my sunburned brain. So yeah, he has writer's block. He's burned out. He's hoping that these writings will inspire him. But words came halting forth, wanting invention's stay. invention, nature's child, fled, stepdame studies blows. So in studying, and these are all capitalized. I think I want you to notice that. So they're basically personified, which is like a Greek classical approach where these are almost like they're deities essentially. So study is is attempting to inspire him. So like he's studying all of these words, but invention is nature's child. This is meaning that poetic invention comes not from studying, but from something innate, something within, from the heart. And others' feet still seemed but strangers in my way. So feet has a double meaning there, as like the feet of other poets are tripping him up, but feet as in a poetic foot, part of a line, an unstressed syllable. Thus great with child to speak and helpless in my throes. So he's feeling helpless. He says he bites his truant pen. Truant means like wandering. Like if someone's truant from school, they're skipping school. Beating myself for spite. So he's beating himself up. And then we have a speaker here, his muse. Fool, said my muse to me, look in thy heart and write. So he'd been taking the wrong approach. The muses are they're daughters of Zeus in Greek mythology, and they are a kind of source of poetic truth. They inspire poets in the classical and Renaissance period and Middle Ages. The muse became basically anything that inspires the poet. So in this case, his love. It's like his love is speaking to him. She's not speaking directly, but he's getting that message that all he has to do to write is to write from the heart. So that's the message of the sonnet. And as with a lot of sonnets about writing, you have a poet talking about how difficult it is to write, but also doing that through a well-crafted poem. And so there's a kind of irony there that writing is hard, writing is agonizing and brutal, and it just isn't working. But yet he's expressing that sentiment in a perfectly crafted sonnet that follows the rhyme scheme and the structural conventions and models all the great masters that came before him and all that. So sonnet 1, it kicks off Astrophel and Stella, but it also acts as a good model for how to interpret these going forward. So as you go through your activities, I look forward to reading you break down sonnets. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. I'll have a separate video about Shakespeare and Twelfth Night, so I will get that posted soon. And happy reading, and I hope you all are well, and I'll be in touch. Thank you.